In fact, after my first degree in 2008, I just wanted to travel abroad. I didn't really care about the consequences or what I was going to encounter abroad. I just wanted to go. This youthful exuberance, this youthful force was in me. But then if it was bridled, if it was controlled, I think I should have made it better outside than what I did. Okay, hi everyone. You're welcome to Nkwan Sam Center. My name is Nkwan Sam. Today I would like to advise those who want to travel abroad. And I'm going to be using my experience in the United Arab Emirates as a case study to bring out this empirical advice, which I would like to give you. The first thing I'm going to say is get a mentor. When I talk about a mentor, I'm meaning someone who is probably in that country or who has visited the country and who knows very well the terrain so that they can give you better advice. Don't just wander away like some of us did, because when you wander away, you go unprepared, you spend money, you lose a lot, and you might make a lot of errors which will cost you a lot in the long run. The second thing is that you should be aware that you are going to a foreign country, to a place where you've probably never been there, and a place where you need a lot of money. Be very aware it's an expensive country and you have to spend a lot. Most of us who are coming in from Africa, we tend to think that our currency or the money we spend there is equivalent to what we spend abroad. I may not call figures here because those of you who are watching me may be coming from different areas. But I want to tell you that whatever you are spending in your country, for the case in Cameroon, for example, you have to spend it in the United Arab Emirates like 5 times. So imagine what you're going to spend. Transport, feeding, house rents, if you are going there to look for a job hunt, a lot of miscellaneous activities that you will not know until you get there. It's so funny. Imagine when I was going out, I didn't think about my accommodation. I didn't think about feeding. I just thought, we in Africa, for example, we don't always care because there will always be food, there will always be housing. Regardless of whoever is housing you, you just need to turn around and ask someone to accommodate you. But that's not the case abroad. That's not the case. Even your brother might send you out of the house or might refuse to house you over there. So you need to really be sure of your accommodation. In other words, whoever is advising you or whoever is leading you there, if you are not so sure about the accommodation and you're feeding, my advice is hold on, don't hurry to go. Because, of course, you can't do anything without accommodation. You can't do anything without feeding. You have to feed the body. You have to look neat. When you go abroad, you need to avoid a lot of illegal shortcuts. This has caused a lot of people issues. For example, I only learned about overstays when I went to the United Arab Emirates. I didn't know that as a foreigner, when you are staying in a country, your days are counted. It's a sort of paying your rent. You have to pay to belong there or you go back to your country. So that payment is counted in days. And if the day expires, and you have no reason to be there, you have to leave the country. In fact, you have to leave the country before the day expires. Otherwise, you get into an overstay. In fact, you have to be useful to them for them to allow you in their country. Means that if you are not useful to them, they will kick you out. Closely linked to that are people who are working there without a work permit. In every country where you go abroad, you need to have a work permit before you work. So be careful. Most of us who go there using the tourist visa, we think we can work with tourist visas. No, it doesn't apply anywhere in the world. If you have to work anywhere in the world as a foreigner, you need to have a working permit. Don't trust those easy money offer things. They will affect you in the long run, and the consequences might be very, very catastrophic. Yeah. Regardless of your visa, regardless of your authenticity, you need to be very polite, of course, especially to the immigration officers, the police officers, the CIDs. You need to respect their culture. Dubai is a multicultural hub. A lot of people are there, and even though it's a kind of a free world, they have very strict cultural rules. One of the most interesting cultures or the rules there was, they said public display of affection is frowned at. If you are moving with your lover and you feel like kissing, you don't kiss there. They will frown on you. Yeah. And then most of us in Africa, we always like to keep black man time. There's no black man time abroad. If the employer or somebody gives you an appointment and says you should meet at 3 p.m., you have to be there at 3 p.m. You won't call them and say traffic or I'm sorry I'm late and things like that. It's really going to give a bad reputation to you, especially as a beginner. This other point is something I would like you to take special note of. There are a lot of people who are driving cars who are so rich, in quotes, but then they make their money by fishing out money from you, especially a newcomer. Some offices do that. Some of these offices that are claiming to guide you to get jobs, they are preying on your vulnerability. So be careful. Before you give out money, you really have to be sure that this money is for this purpose. And this goes back to the point I'm saying, have somebody to guide you. It is a saying that 90% of your success will depend on the person who guided you over there. It's true. It's really true. And if you don't have someone who guides you, you will make a lot of mistakes. I mean, you might succeed, but it will take you time and it might cost you some regrettable mistakes as well. There are a lot of things you will see there which might be strange to you. When I went there, I had no idea that people could live in bed spaces, and not just people, both genders. So you could be spending the night on this bed while your neighbor is on the other bed with a lady, and you people are okay. All of you wake up, you go to your various activities, nobody gives a shit. That's so different back home where as adults we all have our units, our individual rooms. It's not part of their culture, but then you might find yourself, in accommodations like that. And don't be very, very surprised, don't be shocked. A lot of other things will shock you, but then that is the life abroad. The summary of this lesson is that traveling is learning, and you learn a lot of things you would never have imagined had it been you didn't travel. So regardless of my advice and caution, I'll always encourage you to travel because it gives you a wider perspective. It lets you realize how people are living in the other world. It gives you a glimpse of what people are going through and of course what people are enjoying. Dubai has a lot of amenities. It's an eye-opener to many people, even to me. That's where I started my career. So I hope you pick out something very important from this experience and of course for your betterment. In the next episode, in the next podcast, I'm going to be talking about professional life in Dubai. So stay tuned and have fun. This is Dubai.